Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to be having a look at some annoying things that happen to everyone. I feel like everyone's low-key lived the same life, like annoying things happen to us all the time. So yeah, we're going to have a look at a load of annoying things. Before this video starts, remember to subscribe, and yeah, let's get into the video. When you have soap in your hands and the faucet refuses to turn back on. I don't have a sink like that in my house, but whenever I'm out in public this always happens. I don't know if the sensors in the faucet are broken or if it just isn't working properly. Like I always put my hand underneath and then like the water never comes out. The whole point of the faucet is to release water. And thinking about it now, I kind of want them to fix them because of COVID and everything. Like I don't want to be pushing down on a tap. You have no idea the amount of bacteria that is on that thing. When you want to reply back but stop texting because you see the other person texting and it seems like it's taken them a decade to compose it. Yeah, if you do receive a text like that, just know that you're about to get roasted. Like you're gonna have a lot of explaining to do. My friends used to always do this prank on me and it was the most annoying thing ever. There was basically a gift that looked like the texting thing, so they would always send it to me and I'd be sitting there on my phone like, why are they taking so long to reply to your message? It is annoying, and if you do that to one of your friends, you're a bad person. When you realize there's no toilet paper while you're trying to use the bathroom. This doesn't happen to me because every single toilet I go into, I make sure that there's toilet paper. If there ain't any toilet paper, I'm just gonna hold in my poo. I'm gonna leave the bathroom because I'm not taking that risk. Here's a tip: if you're using public bathrooms, which you shouldn't because they're revolting, but anyways, if you have to use one of them, make sure that there's enough toilet paper in the little toilet paper dispenser thingy, because it's not good if you do a number 2 and then there's no paper. Like you're literally going to be walking around with a mess in your pants. When you walk onto a bus or a train and there's no seats but somebody is sitting like this, if you do this in a train, you're a bad person. I have really bad anxiety whenever I get onto buses and trains. Like if there's a single seat, I'm not going to take it. I just don't want to be sat beside some random person. Like there's just something about it is so uneasy and just so awkward. So that's why I always get onto them with somebody. Like I would never ever get onto a bus or train on my own unless I was going to meet somebody who I really liked, because it's just not worth the time and the stress and the hassle. I also always get on at the worst time. I'll either get on when people are going to school, whenever people are getting out of school, or whenever adults are getting out of work. Like it's not nice, I hate it. I always choose the worst possible timing to do things. When the sticker on something you bought is impossible to remove. Yeah, I don't understand why retailers do this. What's the point of having a sticker on like an object if you're not able to pull it off? Like it's just so weird. And it's the same with clothing brands. Like I don't know why, but I love labels, so whenever I get clothes and I've got really silky labels, I love it. But for some reason clothing brands put awful labels in their clothes. If an outfit doesn't have a nice label, I'm just not gonna wear the outfit, because like I always just sit there and feel the label. And thinking about it now, I'm literally doing it right now, but I don't understand why retailers do that. Like is it really that hard to make a sticker that you can peel off? When you use an eraser to correct something and then this happens. Yeah, what is the point of having an eraser or rubber if it doesn't actually rub anything out and it makes a mistake worse? Whenever I was in school, I was the worst speller. Like I could not spell, but like if I ever wanted to rub out my mistake, the rubber would just never work. Like it literally just makes a big mess, and it's so annoying because the more you rub at it, the worse it gets. And that is why I use pens, especially rubby out pens. I don't know if you guys know about these pens, but there's basically like blue pens which rub out. They've got like a little rubber at the top. They're basically pencils, but I think it uses like friction to get the ink out. Well anyways, I use them and honestly they're a lifesaver. But yeah, if you have a pencil which has a rubber like that, don't use it because it won't work. When you go to a store specifically for one product and it's out of stock. Okay, so this hasn't happened to me, but I have went to shops and they've had the product on display, but whenever I've asked about them, they said they're out of stock. I don't understand why they do that. What's the point of putting something on display and tricking people into thinking that you have it when you don't have it? And sometimes they'll be like, yeah, we're not gonna have more for a couple of weeks. And it's like, why is it on display if you don't have it? It honestly irks me so much. Like it really does irritate me. I don't really leave my house that much. I don't really spend that much money. But whenever I am ready to spend my money, apparently I'm not able to because nothing is ever in stock. When you're checking out at a store and move lines to what looks like a quicker line, only to have the line you were just in start to move faster. I can't relate to this, but I feel like parents can relate to this, especially mums. Yeah, sometimes shopping is stressful. Like I don't want to be stood in a line for 20 minutes. Like that's literally 20 minutes of your life you're never ever gonna get back. Think about it. You spend a third of your life sleeping, probably hours or maybe even days of your life standing in queues. Like why would you want to waste that much time? So of course you're gonna move into what looks like a quicker line, and then that happens. Like it honestly would really irritate you. I don't go shopping so I can't relate to this, but my mum has complained to me about this quite a few times. When your Wi-Fi works everywhere in your house except for when you're lying in bed. Yeah, this is literally me. Like that is directed towards me. I would say I've got alright Wi-Fi. Like my Wi-Fi's not amazing, but it's not awful. But for some reason my room has the worst connection. I have 2 rooms in my house. I've got my bedroom and then I've kind of got like my room downstairs, which is just for me. Like I spend a lot of my time in it. For some reason, the 2 rooms in my house, which are mine, have the worst Wi-Fi. All the other rooms have amazing Wi-Fi. My parents have amazing Wi-Fi in their bedroom. In their living room, they've got amazing Wi-Fi. But of course, in my rooms, the Wi-Fi is awful. And I'm literally the only person in my house who needs Wi-Fi. Like, I'm the only person who properly uses it, and of course, I've got the worst connection. It just sucks. Like, I have to use so much 4G. And then that costs a lot of money, and after a while, it starts to really add up. When you see your phone is at 15% battery life, but it suddenly dies. Okay, so I've got an iPhone 8, and recently my phone's been starting to play up. I don't know if it's because new phones came out or a brand new update came out, but this phone has been acting up recently, and it's starting to really irritate me. It's the same with my MacBook as well. I've got a MacBook Pro from 2017. It was pretty expensive, and recently it started to act up a lot. Like, for some reason, the battery is running out of charge really quickly, and it's just been really slow and laggy. I don't know if it's because I've used it so much and I've fried the inside of it, or if it's maybe because there's a new MacBook out and there's new updates, but apparently Apple does slow down your products, and honestly, it's irritating me. I spent thousands on my MacBook. Like, I spent money on it for it to work, not for it to break. Honestly, it's so irritating. When you think you got a fire selfie, but you realize you just wasted your time taking photos. Me, I just took like 20 selfies. One of them has to be cute. My camera roll. Yeah, this is definitely me. I don't take my photos on my actual camera. I take my photos in Snapchat and Instagram. For some reason, whenever I take photos of myself on my camera, it just looks so bad. And like, I'll be taking them and I'll be thinking in my head, oh, they look absolutely amazing. Whenever I actually go back to looking at them, they look awful. It's kind of like the camera is a catfish. Like, in the viewfinder, you look amazing, but then when you actually go back to looking at it, you look hideous. Like, honestly, it's a struggle we can all relate to. The biggest disappointment is when you're serving yourself cereal and then realizing that there's no milk. I've only lived this struggle recently. I don't know why, but recently my parents just haven't been buying milk. I don't know if it's because I want to go vegan or if they just don't like the taste of milk, but I would usually have like a couple of bottles of milk out in my fridge, and recently I've been opening my fridge and there's been none there. Like, I like to have cereal early in the morning. For some reason, food just hits different now. Like, if I wake up and I can't get back to sleep, I'll go down and eat cereal. But like, it is a disappointment whenever you think you've got milk and then it turns out you actually don't. It's kind of like a kick in the belly. You're just disappointed. Someone in my family has committed the ultimate crime, leaving an empty jar of Nutella on World Nutella Day. Okay, so not gonna lie, I have actually done this, but it wasn't with Nutella, it was with ice cream. Thinking about it now, I honestly was so evil. Like, I really shouldn't have done it, but I still did it anyways. Basically, my parents had bought ice cream and they were like, don't eat the ice cream because we want some of it. But whenever they buy tubs of ice cream, I'll eat it all because like, I'm kind of fat. Like, I'm really greedy and I just love ice cream. Well, basically, I ate the whole tub. So what I decided to do after I ate it, basically I got the tub, cleaned it, and then put it back out in the freezer. So it means if they looked in the freezer, the ice cream would still be there. Yeah, call me evil if you want, but honestly, it was kind of smart. Like, my parents will buy food and not eat it for weeks. It's the most irritating thing ever. So they didn't know for weeks, and then whenever they found out the ice cream was eaten, they were pretty annoyed. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you're gonna buy it, you might as well eat it. Anyways, guys, that is the end of the video. We had a look at a few things that annoy everyone. I can definitely relate to quite a few of them. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe and leave a like. And yes, I will see you all in my next video.